Well, it was two amazing worlds to create. First of all, the first book involves mostly Fowl Manor, the home of the Fowl family, that was set in rural Ireland. And then, of course, we go deep underground to find Haven City and the world where the fairies and the goblins live, which wasn't one's normal perception of a fairy world, and at least not the one that Eoin Colfer had offered and the one that Ken was going to imagine. So that was an exciting challenge between the reality of Fowl Manor and the purely imaginative world of Haven City. We wanted to get some sense of Artemis's history through his family. This was it's a big house, but we didn't want it to feel ridiculously privileged. It's a house. I think Ken rather wonderfully described this house as being rich with ideas rather than rich with possessions, and that's what we worked on. So we designed a house which took influences from probably the family's travels throughout Europe, from 18th century to the present day. We decided at some point that it would be on a cliff top, and then we had this idea to place a lighthouse on this cliff top, and then it became an island with a bridge connecting it to the mainland, and then we needed a harbour below, and so it just kept developing, and wonderfully we could build all that here. So that's what we've done. We've found a location in Ireland which we can digitally drop our Fowl Manor into that location. Celia Bobak is our set decorator, and set decorator is one of the major collaborations of production designers, many collaborators, and her role is to dress the sets that I create and build. But we work together closely because we need to work on character and what the house represents architecturally, and therefore what the dressings and the possessions in the house also represent. So the dressing side gives real personality to the people who live there. At the first start of it is me sketching loosely, and then a bit more detailed sketching, and sometimes a bit of watercolor of all the different versions of those worlds. And then I have a team of what we call concept artists who then work those drawings up into some of the wonderful things you see around us here, and those describe the world visually much more accurately than a loose sketch. So those go to Ken first for approval, and then they will be shown to producers and the studio. And obviously on a big movie like this, a lot of people have an input and a view on how it should be. So it's a mixture of concept visuals and three-dimensional models which best describe what we're then going to build full scale. Foley is a four-legged creature, as we will see, and Ken wanted him to be constantly on the move, like a horse full of energy. So we decided he couldn't gallop around the whole set, so we would build his main desk unit would be a turntable. So it is turning, all the elements on it are going around, and he's galloping just to keep pace with it, and this is his form of exercise. So that's a big part of it. And then that circular revolving office then is reflected in this big circular information screen which tracks activity across the world. I'm very proud of the Fowl Manor and all the different departments, and especially I think construction department, who created that building in 4.5 months from scratch, from concrete car park to topping out the dome on the top. That's an incredible achievement, and it's fully soundproofed, it's fully insulated, it's heated, it has Wi-Fi. It's a real house. That was fantastic. It's a real house and it's a film set.